Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Only Football. Wow, the saga continues, eh?
What saga?
Yeah, it's you guys check the name of the episode. It's Coronation Street, buddy. It's just the same never-ending problems. Although this time they didn't even decide to tweak it a little bit. They just kind of popped up with Carrick.
I'm surprised that if they're gonna fire Ole, fire the whole team he brought in.
Well,
he selected those players.
I was actually watching the United Stand a few days ago, 2 days ago, and someone in the comments made a really good point. And it was, I'd rather kept Ole and fired the staff and brought a new staff. And
does that change anything though?
It changes. I think it would change more than this does for sure.
Why? The final say is Ole.
I mean, is it really like Ole was the face of this whole thing? But I mean, it seemed to me that equally everyone was kind of in charge. You know? In
charge of what?
Well, Ole admitted himself that he's actually not in charge of tactics. So I mean, that's massive as it is. It's huge as it is.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's in charge of it, Carrick?
Carrick and I think McKenna, maybe Phelan. I don't fucking know. Doesn't matter.
So you're saying Ole's just a scapegoat?
Four-headed, brain-dead Hydra.
Is he a scapegoat?
A bit of one, yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely is a bit of a scapegoat because I don't know. I guess maybe people actually assume that.
You kept him too long. If you'd got a new manager at the start of this season, but after what he did last season, you can't just sack him, right?
But look at last season, Mike. You have to think about like everything that kind of fell United's way to finish a not so respectable second place. Liverpool riddled with injuries. Chelsea having Lampard and not sorting the shit out until Tuchel came in. And then we finished second, and we weren't even close to City. Well, I think we were behind them by 12 points by the end of it, something like that. And yeah, man, it was a red herring, just another red herring. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Ole Gunnar Southgate, same shit. Southgate gets an extension as well, so I hope some of you English fans are aware of the fact that this has set you back at least a good 10.
No,
years.
Not 10 years. They have a good group of cores, but
they have a good. He hasn't used them. You saw that this tournament.
Yeah, but
they were lucky to make that final. They got an easy route to the final, and that was it.
But they did deserve to beat Germany.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, I said it was an easy route. Germany were in shambles.
But for me, one last question before we move on.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can spend some more time on it. I kind of diverted. I'm just so fucking sick of this whole situation, and it's not even close to done. It's not even close to done.
Is Mourinho still the best manager post Ferguson for United? Because I think he is.
I mean, he won a couple things.
I think Ole, from where the state Mourinho left off, he brought the team back up and brought the fans back in and got everyone believing they're a consistent top four club. They're knocking on the door, but he's not the person. He's not the manager to break through the door. You know what I mean? And you need a manager to break through the door and unlock the players that you have to their best ability, because he's not playing them all. Like, you look when Tuchel came in.
Yes,
he rotated the squad.
He has a system.
He set up a system and rotated.
All he's just relying on certain players to bail him out. They were get out of jail free cards. Rashford is a very frustrating player, but he'll bring you a moment here and there. And he overplayed Rashford. Rashford was run to the ground. Maguire as well. And they say what you will, but Maguire. Personally, the guy kind of drives me fucking insane. I mean, the guy against Watford, he throws his armband after taking the dumbest second yellow. Which would have been a straight red anyway.
It could borderline red. Yeah, borderline. Some referees call it. Some referees don't.
Sure, but it was a guaranteed yellow.
So.
Anyway, he just relied on and not very good players either. I mean, McTominay and Fred, same shit. I don't know. It's just
who? Okay, I'll ask you one question.
But then you can look at it again. The Carrick goes right in with McTominay and Fred again. Lindelof, Maguire, Bailly's still there. Yes, Veron's out. Bailly's still there.
So it's proving Ole's point. It's proving Ole's point.
They're the same manager. They're the same coach, Mike. Same coach. I know it's an interim thing, but they had no one lined up. They didn't want to fire Ole. They didn't want to fire him. They had nobody lined up.
I have two questions to ask you now. First question is, Which one should I ask first? Okay.
Who do I want?
Yes, and then I'll ask the real question.
Okay. Now there's been the Rodgers speculation, which
I just want to hear
which
one.
I'm not for. Which I'm not necessarily opposed to. I'm not necessarily opposed to Poch.
Is it Ten Hag?
Are we being realistic? As in right now? Who can we get right now, or who do I want?
Who do you want going like forward for like the next 3-4 years?
Okay, but does that mean do I have to wait till the end of the summer? Or does that mean
whenever you can get them? Whenever you can get them. If you can get them now, who's the number one? Rangnick?
Yeah.
Is he a manager that you think would come in and take the armband away from Maguire?
I should hope so. I should hope
the next manager does that.
I
wonder
if Brendan Rodgers wouldn't, because he
you want a manager who does that, right? Coming in.
Yeah, that's part of it. For sure.
If a new manager comes in and Maguire's still the captain, are you already having doubts about the manager?
Somewhat, yeah. Yeah, a little bit. He did that.
I think he's not a captain. He's not a captain.
Man, I've been saying that for years.
He's not a captain.
I'm saying that pretty much since he
I think he'd play better if he wasn't.
Like, I remember some episodes last year when Guy was on the show. I was just like, I was yelling about this too. I can't remember. I think it was the Leipzig match, maybe, when we lost to Leipzig, and he came out with some like weak, flimsy, post-match press.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of very embarrassing things, and he, despite his head actually being like that, actually big. But figuratively, it is like it's like really, really just it swells up, and then you see it in moments where it's like it shrinks, and like he has these moments of embarrassment,
calamity.
Yes, through his calamitous play. But so that's something. But realistically, if I had to pick someone right now, I would say Xabi Rangnick. Obviously, we're not getting Ten Hag. Ten Hag fully believes he can win Champions League, and so he should.
Yeah, so he should.
Ajax team is brilliant.
If I was Ten Hag, I'd say let me finish the year with Ajax, and I'll come.
Exactly, but that's why I want Rangnick now, because Rangnick, he's actually at. I think he's at. Where is he? He's in Spartak Moscow, Lokomotiv maybe. I think he's at Lokomotiv. He's doing like.
Spartak beat Napoli.
Yes, twice. But I think Rangnick is at Lokomotiv doing like technical stuff and building the club up in that sense, which he did at Leipzig. And then he came in at Leipzig, I think, on 2 separate occasions to actually manage. Well, one, they were waiting for Nagelsmann, because Nagelsmann had to come in for a year.
Yep.
When he was still at Hoffenheim. And he did quite well. He got in the Champions League. I think he got them promoted one year. I think that might have been it. I think he got them promoted as manager one year. Into the Bundesliga.
And then they came second the first year out.
Yes, but I don't necessarily think he was the manager for that. But he was director of football.
Okay.
And that's why I want him. That's why he's the ideal for me, because
he took care of the transfers.
He was in charge of the club. He knew how to run the club.
But would the Woodwards give him that much power?
That's what.
So is he as effective as you think he is if he's coming to Man United?
Oh no! Listen, no. It's a matter. No, if you bring Rangnick, then
as a manager,
no. But it would be
long.
If I'm Rangnick, it has to be in the contract, and I'm sure he would too. It's up to United giving him this job. If I'm Rangnick, I'm going to be the interim until the rest of the season. I'm going to steady the ship like Steve Bruce wants to, but he will steady the ship properly and actually probably get us top 4 with that squad, which is so right now.
It's teetering away. It's getting further and further away,
especially with Conte at Spurs. But then at the end of the year, he's director of football. He's in charge of making the next hire for manager. He's in charge of the transfers. That's the thing. He's the perfect signing, but they won't make it. They don't want to relinquish that power to someone who will invest money, who will want to invest money in the club. That's it.
I guess.
What about you, Mike? What about you, Vic? What's going on there?
Oh, we suck. I've been saying that all year.
I know.
There's nothing new. Nothing new here.
Literally just picked apart. Let's just kind of nip it.
Let's
nip into Champions League, and we'll open up with.
All right, let's hear it. All right, Chelsea 4-0 winners. Smacked around Juve. We didn't field our best team. Neither did they, though. And you know what? They were the better team throughout the 90 minutes.
Of course. I think we both knew that, but like, did you think it was gonna be that bad? I mean,
it wasn't that bad until that
goal.
It was 2 goals in 3 minutes. It was like. That's when you knew, like after the first goal win, you knew it was over. But when they scored right again, it's like, all right, now this could get bad. And luckily, they only
Only
score
got the
more.
one at the very end. Timo.
He's
A little
back.
confidence boost.
No,
for
but
Timo.
we're not good. I told you this. We went in playing for the tie, and we got scored on in the first half. You see the goal, the first goal?
Yes.
Handball.
Agreed.
And it directly leading to a goal-scoring opportunity. That's what the book says. Then you have to call it. Even if it's unintentional,
Of course.
you have to call it.
Yeah.
And it's like, did they not?
Pepper shake. Absurd.
Did they not review? Were they only reviewing the foul? Because the non-foul,
Right.
And they didn't see the handball. Because I'm like,
Plenty to look at for the VAR here.
But I'm not using excuse. We would have lost anyways. So it's like,
Agreed.
if we had only lost 2-0, then I could be like, oh fuck, that goal really fucked us, right?
Well,
but
that might have been the case. Actually.
No, but throughout the rest of the match, they dominated us. We had one chance right after Morata and flicked it over Dagen.
Oh yeah, and then Thiago Silva
Silva
turning back the clock.
Yep.
Sitting my ass down.
Yep.
You know what? Because he's Tuchel rotates the squad so nicely. I really was not big on the.
But he's there in the big
Silva.
games.
Yes.
I told you he'd be good, and then they won champions. There was a times he was shaky, but I'm like,
yes, they're having some definite.
But I'm like, he's a leader.
You know, it was really when Tuchel came in that it started because man, if you remember even by November, December, Silva was looking like a.
Oh, I know,
he was proving.
This is a guy who, for probably 5 to 7 years of his career, was a top 5 center back in the world.
Yeah.
So I know, he knows how to defend. I know he's been through in so many big games. You have to learn something from. You have to learn if you're in that many big games. Because if you're in that many big games, you're winning, right? To get to a big game. The biggest game is always the next game.
Yeah, really, still very poor from Juventus. Well, I mean, you can hope for
a Conference League team. I've been telling you, we'll be luck. Come on.
Relax. Hey, you know what? Chelsea still have to go to Zenit on the road.
They're not. Chelsea's winning the group, okay?
Zenit on the road. Hey, they struggle against Zenit.
We might tie Malmo.
You'll beat Malmo.
No.
You'll beat Malmo.
I don't know, man. We're not good. We're actually not good.
I know you're not, but you're going to have to beat Malmo, and then you can hope.
People think we're good just off our reputation, but we are in a rebuilding stage.
Dude, I know you are. I'm just saying that you can bank on Zenit. You can hope. Zenit.
We're losing in the round of 16.
10% chance Zenit pulls a draw.
Who we play, we're losing. Unless if we get the group of
the glorified Europa League group, which is a banging group. It's delivering. It's exactly what we thought it'd be. It's wide open. 4th place can.
It was
Can they get first? I don't think so because I think they'd probably wind up on. They're playing. I don't know. They're playing
Wolfsburg. I think
they're playing Lille. They're playing Lille,
and they're 5-8.
So they could get first.
Did they beat? Oh, actually, I think they tied Lille the first time.
I think they did.
So then they would go ahead of them.
All they have to do, but even if they didn't, all they would have to do
and then they would need a tie in the other game.
They did draw 0-0. And then a tie in the other game, and then Wolfsburg just go top. Honestly, I love it. I love that.
It's like last year, the Real Inter.
No. But based on the stature of the squads, this group truly has delivered. You gotta give it that, man.
Yeah. Well, you looked at it. It's like every team could have a chance in the last day, and this is what it is.
That's exactly it. Back to Champions League, back to United quickly, and just to hammer home the ineptitude of the sport is when you are getting ready. See, they weren't prepared to get rid of Ollie because they just re-signed him, and apparently they just re-signed the rest of the coaching staff. I know it's a lot to talk about.
No, I know
it's a lot to talk about. I know
they did. They didn't plan to do it, but they should have.
Of course, they should have
done it before international break. So at least the new coach.
They shouldn't have to Liverpool, but yes, 100%.
After City for sure.
And then City was like, it was a lock.
It's like
should have been a lock.
You go the whole week and a half of international, and
the thing is, they should have been in talks about getting rid of him, and we're back on the ship quickly.
Always have a backup plan
with Ollie, with that caliber of management. Yes, of course. But even when we were losing to Villa and drawing Everton, that's when that shit should have been. I think Everton was before the international break before then played Liverpool. So there was an international break before Liverpool.
Yeah, that they played that.
That's when they should have been talking to. They should have had someone lined up before Liverpool.
Yeah,
that's how inept they are, and they don't want to. They want to penny pinch and not admit to their.
I know, but they have to do it on the low because they feel like a manager knows that they're secretly always working to find another manager. When you have a bad spell, it's like, why would you take that job?
But they clearly weren't doing that. They weren't doing it
at all.
They didn't do it all. So they bring Carrick. Did you watch United Villarreal? Did you watch the match?
Yes, I did.
That was a carbon copy All Eagle no Solskjaer win. They were lucky to not be losing. David De Gea, some great saves. 2 massive saves.
What was the second? The first, the one off the half volley.
Yeah,
What was the other one?
And the first, there was one before that. I think the half volley was the second half, I believe.
Yeah.
And then the first half, he dove right. The guy hit it real, like snapped it from coming down the right side, and dove out and hit with his right hand.
Oh, really?
There's a fire alarm. Well, not here. There's
not here.
Didn't see it. Didn't see that comment. Shouldn't have fucking happened.
Oh, fire alarm was so loud out there.
Yeah, it did sound loud.
That's
die for this podcast. Anyway.
It was and they got a lucky chance, and after they scored,
we got a viewer though.
They were better.
Thanks, Fire
They were the better team after they scored. Man United. It was only the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, why? Because Villarreal to push up, and it was a gift. It was a gift of a goal. It was classic Ollie. It was Ollie ball.
Fred put the pressure on.
He did. He did. But it was a gift. But it was still a gift.
Undefeated with Fred starting on the road. It's still.
The fucking mention of that road record is nonsense. Half of it was played in front of no fans. Arsenal to me still has the road record, undefeated road record. Like, let's be real.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it was a carbon copy Ollie win. They played like shit. They created nothing, and they got lucky. They were gifted a goal, and then they looked better once the other team had to attack them. United would look better had they gone down 1-0 because they'd be chasing the game like Ollie.
Yeah, but then they could have gone down 2. And then
maybe.
Like, you wouldn't take the 2-0 win?
I'm glad they won, but it was a shit
top of the group too, so that's big.
Yeah, it's massive.
Big.
It was a garbage performance.
But you could still draw PSG.
Sure. We'll have to bring Ollie back for that. This club is a joke. Okay, so we're done with them. We'll come back to United when we preview Chelsea. Okay, let's just not fucking mention these pricks. Week in, week out. I'm telling you, it's a soap opera. It makes me sick. I'm sorry.
Now you know Arsenal
and
felt
I'm United fan too.
That's how you know Arsenal felt at the beginning of the season.
What do you no. Okay, you know what? No, that's not even comparable. Okay? Look at the club. Look at the level of quality. It's not. Look at the level of quality in those clubs. It's not madness. Okay. Dortmund. I remember sitting. It's been a while since we actually did an episode in the kitchen.
Yes, but match week 3 of
I remember saying like it's pretty much
done.
done. It's pretty much done.
Two teams had 6. 2 teams had 0.
And Sporting have just been running it since.
3 straight.
And Ajax just Holland aside. Holland, it's a big loss for them. But
it's the biggest loss.
It's a huge loss for them.
The biggest.
They got spanked. They get spanked with Holland in the lineup by Ajax. Ajax really set the tone.
The first game, he wasn't there for the second.
I know. But
it was 3-0, right? Or
4-0.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was 3-0.
Well, yeah, it was the worst defeat in Champions League history, right, Dortmund? I think it was.
Yes, they're out, and just like that, they can't. They're 3 points behind Sporting, but Sporting have the head-to-head.
Head-to-head, yeah.
There's nothing that can be done. Really, like, does that put pressure on Rose? Because you know what, I don't think so.
Because
they're doing quite well in the league.
It's
first year. It is first year, and
they're 1 point
first,
right? Aren't they?
They're 1 point back. 1 point back. They're doing solid in the league. They gotta hold it down. It doesn't look like.
It's sunk in.
Switch it out.
Sunk in.
We need a sub. We need a quick sub.
You didn't hear the fire alarm?
Hi, Zara.
You were so relaxed. You were running away like that.
No, we're just doing our podcast.
It doesn't go in here, does it? I guess it's only that side it goes off on.
You didn't. It wasn't.
Oh no! Someone told us on our stream.
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
Alarm.
We actually didn't hear it.
Okay, we're good. Yeah.
I guess we didn't hear it.
No. It was loud. It's like I guess like it's kind of busy
out there. But I didn't hear.
No, I didn't hear that.
You heard the alarm, right?
Yeah. Good timing.
Yeah.
Could have ruined our drinking if we were actually on time this time. If we're at 7:30. But yeah, Sporting look good again. Besiktas giving them the bounce. Sorry, Ron, but rough. Just focus on the league now, okay?
Well, Haller 9 goals.
Yeah. Yes. Yop did say mention that. Yes, he did. 9 goals.
I was thinking about betting
He didn't
heavy on
start today,
Ajax.
either.
I know. I
Didn't
was
even start
once I
today.
saw he got subbed in. I was like, I should bet on Ajax now. And
bang,
Howard
bang,
to
just like
score.
that.
Yeah,
Holmes got a hat trick too.
Offside goal,
Yeah,
offside.
then there's offside.
yeah. Is
So,
Anthony hurt or is he? Just
I
come
just
back?
think I don't think he's hurt.
Coming back
I'll
from
double check
Brazil?
that. No. I just don't think they. No, because they
Oh,
play on the
okay.
weekend. I
yeah.
just
They
don't
had
think
the
they bothered.
league. They had the group wrap.
I just don't think they bothered playing.
Yeah, you might as well play the young guys.
Let's see here.
But
No, he wasn't actually on the bench. They just didn't bring him to Turkey. Wrecked. Save yourself.
the record is 11 in the group stage by Ronaldo, and Lewandowski and Haller have a chance.
True.
Lewandowski has to do it
Against Barca. Okay, so let's talk about that. Now Barca are 2 points up on Benfica, and that was a 0-0 draw, but it was a bit of a thriller.
They have to win against Bayern, though. Or if they
I know.
tie, they have to hope that,
Kiev,
Benfica.
Kiev take points off.
It's looking tough.
Very tough. I think Barca are done. I think
Yeah.
Bayern's going to put them to the sword. One.
Oh yeah, Bayern's gonna want to take them out.
Absolutely.
That's the Bayern way. They're
Of
like,
course.
oh, don't.
And they go 6-0 in the group as well.
Yes.
6-0 in the group. You take out Barca. Barca did actually look pretty good in that match against Benfica. Benfica let
Did they
it
score an
slip.
offside goal, Barca?
Yes.
Because I saw he
Yes, I believe
celebrated,
so.
but it was offside.
Yes. Yeah. It was pretty tight. It was not super tight. It was Araujo, I think.
Yeah.
Great bowler.
He did a
Look at that
knee
ball.
slide too.
Yes, he did. I know. And then once he finished sliding and looked around, I was like, oh.
That sucks. That sucks.
A little bit. It was a really nice ball. Fuck, I wish I remember to put that in. It was gorgeous, and it was a good game. I mean, honestly, like I was curious to see how Barca, perform that match under Xavi because I didn't get to see him on the weekend.
2 games without conceding now, right?
Yes, they were lucky not to concede. I don't know who it was who came out for Benfica in as a sub, but in the 88th minute or so, he missed a sitter.
A sitter?
Did you see that? He chipped it over Ter Stegen, and then he toe poked it wide.
Oh no, I didn't see it. Oh, and then he did the hard part, and then he can all sweet, no finish.
That's right, Mike. That's right. Where's Norway in that equation? Where are the Norwegians? I know they got left out
It's hard to fit their country name in it.
a little bit. We'll mull it over. We'll drink on it. But that's our drinking goal for the night. I guess the fire alarm's all taken care of because Soren's left the chat. So
Yeah, it has been.
we need more fire alarms. That's what I'm gonna do every week. Set it off. Get Soren in there. But yeah, honestly, it's gonna be interesting. Who's at home for that actually?
Which one?
Barca and Bayern.
Bayern. It's
That's what I
over.
thought, right? It was 3-0.
3-0 for Camp Nou.
Right.
It's looking. Bayern's gonna. I'm gonna watch that game because you know why? When Bayern scores, it's they used to do it. Yeah, that it's actually a good song. But you hear it so often. Every time they always score. They're the best team in Europe, I think.
I can agree with that.
But-
Although City, let's get on to City PSG. City looked great today. Some questionable decisions by
Poch,
Poch for sure. But you know, at the same time, Mike, we're talking about it's like
you feel for him, right?
a little. I mean, dude, both those goals. There's no support for their fullbacks. It's 2-on-1.
What did I tell you at halftime?
It's 2-on-1 every time. That means you need to take off one of those three. Because he set up his midfield. His midfield, Mike, was a defensive-minded midfield. It was basically kind of
It's a cover midfield.
Yes, absolutely.
7 at the back.
Sorry, 7 at the back. That is essentially 7 at the back. Like
Because the 3 never came back.
Herrera was putting the shift,
never came back.
and those fullbacks were getting overrun, man. And both those goals, and there were multiple occasions where they just didn't get pegged. They could have been down 4-0 at half.
Yeah,
4 very good chances.
3.
Last
3
ditch.
for sure. 2 for sure.
Probably
3.
Yes.
Could have been 4.
All right, so yeah, Hakimi makes a great block early. Kimpembe first, Hakimi, Marquinhos, and then the post by Gundogan. And I'm looking at halftime, and I am never going to pay attention, especially when I'm not watching a match, to expected goals ever again, because City were at 0.46.
Really, and what were PSG?
It doesn't matter. They were below that. They were like nothing, but City were at 0.46 expected goals at half. They could have had 4. They probably should have had 2.
Where did they put that on the DAZN feed?
No, it's on FOTMOB, but it's just like
okay.
but I'm pretty sure it's like kind of
FOTMOB has
just
Champions League?
generally accepted.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That's they put it on FIFA and it's like
I do feel, but Poch does make questionable decisions. Like, what was it 1-1 when he took off? He was going.
He was going for it.
But were you though? Like, you weren't going for it the rest of the match, even when you
But now that it's a game 1-1, and you probably already planned to bring him in, you probably plan to bring him in to replace one
So
of
he
the
takes up
three.
Di Maria for Gay, for just Gay.
No, he takes off Gay for
Sorry.
Di Maria.
Sorry, pardon me. Yeah.
And there was a double substitution. Because Herrera got hurt. I think.
Herrera got hurt, yes.
So
he brought
Danilo.
on Killer.
It was Danilo.
He brought on Danilo, and then he brought
Mendes.
on took off Mendes.
Kira's
Mendes had a good game too. I felt bad for Mendes.
Yeah.
Man. He was
That
sleeping.
was a foul on Rodri. The one he got hurt on. Did you see that?
No.
Rodri was already on the yellow, and he was dribbling. He took a bad touch, right? But Rodri realized he took a bad touch, but still like cut him off. So like his body momentum took him into Mendes. And the ref called the play on no foul, and you look at the replay, and you're like, "That's a clear foul,
Shit.
right?" And I'm like, and he was like, and Rodri was on the yellow, so if he actually called it a foul, it could have been another yellow, and then I would have been like, "Yes, hammer it home." But PSG did they like it's either
Neymar's
they're not as good as they think they are, or Poch Pep out, like he outcoached Poch to a T because his game plan worked. And he was unlucky to go down 1, and then they still played. They played even better when they were down. They capitalized on their chances.
I mean, I didn't think that was necessarily too much of a problem for him. I mean, Zinchenko looked good too, playing further up the pitch.
No,
he looked alright.
He got taken off a half, and they played.
Yes,
they got
okay,
They got even better.
All right, okay. But I mean,
so it's like why they got better.
No, but it was a bit of a curveball that I enjoyed. I thought he was actually quite effective in the first half.
I think he was getting in Cancelo's way, and then he was off. Cancelo was able to
break him down.
Well, he caused a lot of tension on
I think
PSG players, and Rodri was wide
open. He was on the end of a couple chances in that first half as well. I mean, I think he put Zinchenko in there to actually someone who can play on the ball, obviously, but also kind of be an added layer to defend those three.
I think he's a super sub. I think he's a sub.
It's fine.
I think he's a sub.
That's fine. He kind of played his super sub role. He played 53 minutes.
So back to the PSG. Clearly, the game plan of Poch was have a defensive 7, right, and focus on that and not being penetrated. And hit on the break with just those 3.
It's always special,
right? I think he's taking the wrong approach. I think if you have a team like that, you put a team that presses. Because once you get the ball, if you press well and you get the ball in the offensive third with those 3 players, one pass.
Poch loves to press.
But why don't you with those players?
Because they don't want to. They're not pressers. You said they walk around the field.
I know, but
until the ball's coming their way so they can score. They don't care about that.
So you bench them for one game.
That's all of them?
Yes.
And in that game?
Not in that game. Obviously not in that game. But you do it to a game in the league to say, hey, if you're not going to press, you're not going to play. So if you want to play, obviously, if you guys choose to press, you're starting every game, right? But the moment I see you not want to press, you don't have to press all game.
Honestly,
press in moments.
If you're Poch, that of course you can't press all game. I agree. But if you're Poch, I agree with you. Yes, bench them.
To prove a point that you have to press.
If he does that,
with them, if you don't have to press all game, you can press for 30 minutes.
The PSG hierarchy don't give a shit about that. You're going to bench all 3 of those guys, they're going to be livid. Honestly, I think Poch is kind of meaning to be on the way out anyway. He didn't actually shoot down any rumors post-match about him going.
He was in Manchester. He met. Didn't he meet? That's what I read.
Most likely. But I'm saying in the post-match interview, he didn't actually shoot it down. It's like these are things like talk those positive, negative things that are several times. He didn't say no. He never said no. So honestly, Mike, if you're Poch, he should take your approach, and in this next match, none of them should start. And it's like, you don't want to fire me? Fucking fire me. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter who they're playing in league. They have the league wrapped up, right? Mm-hmm. So it's not like you're doing it in a Champions game to really piss off like the owners and all that, right? But you just say, hey, like we're gonna be pressing, right? Maybe like probably can't do all 3, but maybe do 1. Play 1, right? And bench
they're walking all over the field.
And then second half, Messi came back into the midfield, but he never moved from the midfield.
It's after he took off Gay. It's after he took off Gay.
He was a CDM. I'm like, why is Paredes higher than
probably you? Probably because the 3 they had in the midfield, like. I mean, Paredes can play a pass.
I think he should be starting Paredes.
I agree, but he can play a pass. But it's like maybe they see more of like
Verratti. Those are probably the 3.
Big losses. Those are big losses.
But they still would have played the same way, I swear. If they were playing Verratti and Wijnaldum, I think Poch would have set up the same
The
way.
link-up play might have been. I think if they had even at least one of those two, Verratti or Wijnaldum on the field, maybe would have kept them City a little more honest in terms of what can be done on the break. I just feel like the link-up play was probably just a little stunted by who they had there. Like a rich man's McTominay and Fred kind of thing.
But but PSG, they're not. I don't think they're a top. They are because of their players. I think they are a top 3.
Well, you know what?
Chance.
The one person who can actually come in and do this job, I think, and flip it halfway through the season like he's already done in the past, is Zidane.
Oli? Yeah, it's easy. He speaks French.
No, it's not even the French thing. It's like he can handle these superstars.
Because he did it with Real.
He did it with Real. He can do it. Be the first manager to manage Messi and Ronaldo too. That'd be pretty exciting. And when he came in the first year, he came in halfway through the season and won the Champions League
3 times in a row.
And then he won to do it 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably who they replace him with.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. And because Mbappe wanted to go to Real when Zidane was there too, right? Mm-hmm. So
Mbappe would probably still leave even if Zidane does come.
Even if they win Champions League? He's still out? I
think so. Personally, but this is a lot of hearsay. It's like a lot of what ifs. But I think, Poch, I've never been used to before. Like, I've never been, like, completely sold on Poch. I'd like him as a manager and, give him a team that's actually – I know there's a lot of ego at United. It's a big squad. It's a big club, obviously, but it's these are players that you can wrangle in. PSG is from the owners. It's just always been run by the players. Always. Look what Tuchel did. He won Liga. He couldn't get it going. He made the final in like a COVID season, but he still made the final.
Yeah, still
made the final, and then he's fired. And like he can never get the players to really like partake in what he wanted to do. He goes to Chelsea, and he has a system, and you've seen how well he rotates the squad. And everyone does a job, and they've been rolling. Since he got there.
Yeah. But he has his like squads.
Yes, of course he does. But they want to do what he wants.
Yeah, what he tells them to do.
PSG, they do not give a fuck, and it kills me. I love Mbappe. Mbappe's head. Neymar's always been problematic like that. Mbappe was not like that at Monaco. He was not like that maybe his first year at PSG.
Because he was still a teenager.
Yeah,
and now he's
with
the divas.
Yeah,
it's with the divas.
Absolutely,
that's what you. Absolutely. They have no. They need a strict coach, but
let's go on the previews, Mike. Let's quickly say let's keep an eye on that AC Porto. Liverpool's clear, but AC Porto and Atletico. I still haven't seen the goal, but big AC win on the road there. Hanging around. Zlatan has hope.
Oh, to get that last?
No.
Well,
he's extended till next year. He's extended till next year anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not going to win a Champions League unless if he moves. What about Zlatan to City?
They need number 9.
They do.
Yeah. It would have to be this year because they'll get someone in next year. But okay, let's go on the previous Serie A. Let's do Napoli-Lazio first, and it's a battle of 2 teams without strikers.
Oh yeah, Osimhen's
out for a couple months at least.
6-8 weeks, right?
Like face fractures.
Bone. It's like the cheek, right?
Shit, dude.
Yeah, that's
brutal.
And he was killing it this year.
Oh,
like,
he's
every highlight I saw, I was just like, why is he just so much faster and stronger than every defender? He just
sometimes it takes time to adjust.
He finally learned how to use his body weight, I guess. But yeah, Napoli. That was actually a crushing loss to Inter. Because they should have tied it twice after.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, no. Yeah. Hendeman saved one off the line, and they think they hit the crossbar, or Mertens scored a nice second goal, and then he missed a sitter. After it was 3-2, right? It ended 3-2? But if they just tied, they would have been still top of the table, right? They're tied, right? But they would have been all alone.
Yes.
And there was a game they scored 2 chances or missed a chance to tie, but they could have.
How do you think they're going to respond without Osimhen? It was Spartak today. They played today.
Lost.
Lazio play again tomorrow. I think these 2 teams have kind of missing Lazio especially, but their most important player. And they're playing late in the week. Napoli have that extra day thing
Thank
for
you,
them,
for
but they're
them.
coming from Russia, so there's that.
That's why they played today, right?
They're kind of so.
It's tough. It's was back-to-back weeks for Sarri playing his former teams. I honestly thought Lazio could tie Juve. I wasn't really confident with our team, but they had some chances. They didn't really
I watched
play
decent
well.
of that match. Ospina did an absolute madness on that second goal. I don't know what the hell he was doing. But, I mean, that aside, I watched the second half, and they really did fuck all. And they're chasing the game, too.
Yeah.
And that's without Immobile, right? Like, Immobile is a bit of a big fish, small pond kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like,
that's so rude.
I like him. I do like him a lot, but like it's been the case throughout his career. Like when he was at Juve, nothing really. He went off to Dortmund, kind of did okay. Sevilla, nothing, and then he found Lazio, and he's been great.
Yeah.
And you see him at Italy, and
but they're more of a team, though.
They're more, but he's still number 9. He's not never set in the world of light. He's getting his moments here and there, but. I think Lazio are kind of lost without him, to be honest. And I wonder how Napoli are gonna, bounce back from a loss, 2 losses in a row, really.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 0-0.
0-0?
Yeah.
No, there's definitely goals.
I'm going 0-0.
There's definitely goals in this. I'm going 2-1 Napoli. They still have the confidence of winning the league, I think. And I think they know top 4 should be locked up, or not. It shouldn't be locked up, but like they know they belong in the top 4. It's like, but do they believe that they can actually win it this time? Because they come second twice, right? So I still think
way back. That's with Sarri. It's years ago, Mike. It's years ago. Times
it's still
have
in their
changed,
DNA.
man. I don't think it is still in their DNA. I think this Napoli team is going to fall off.
Fall off, eh?
Yeah, I think we got Champions League now at this point. But I think we're talking.
Really
I think we're talking like third or fourth.
Third or fourth, not first or second.
Yeah.
I don't know. This 13-game stretch is it's almost a third of the season.
That's okay. That's when you start. And you know what? This is it's always resonating with Dave. Is like Dave mentioned that with Spalletti, like he doesn't really rotate much, and his teams they burn out. Bank on that.
No, I think they still got it.
Juve Atalanta. This is make or break for either of them. I think
for either of them.
Well, I mean, I think even Atalanta going the season, like you got to figure.
They're 4 points ahead of us, so it's not.
Yes,
why is it for us? But
there's 7 points. There's 7 points back. If they lose this, they could potentially be 10 points back. It's like they've clambered up a little bit, but this is teetering.
And Juve's not our.
Juve have it in their DNA.
No,
right? Atalanta do not have it winning. Do not have winning. Anything in their DNA at all?
Does this
no,
Juve have?
No. I don't think they're gonna win, but I think for Atalanta, like, I think if Juve win this, they're still a point behind Atalanta. Juve, to me, have a better chance of winning the league than Atalanta do if Juve win this match. If Atalanta win this match, this will be big for them, and maybe they can get a run going. Mentally, I think it's huge for a team.
They're winning this game. Atalanta are winning this game.
I disagree. I think it's just not been Atalanta's season. They have not been.
I mean, because they screwed up against young boys.
No, even Serie A, they've been very kind of clunky.
But they're on a roll. They're scoring now.
They scored last week. They scored last week. Yeah, they scored last week.
No, this went back now. I'm just gonna stand straight.
Yeah,
sit straight.
And it just hasn't been so smooth. And I think Allegri can frustrate them in this match, and just pull out what he needs to do. I think I'm going 1-0. 1-0 Juve. Allegri special. Allegri special. Yeah.
I think it's going to be a bad day for us.
What do you got?
I think Atalanta's going to score early, and if they score early, it's just going to break us.
That could change things for sure. But I think if you're Allegri, you approach this game and
we're not good this year.
As a neutral, if you're Allegri, you make this match. I know you're not good, but just shut it down for half an hour. Shut it down.
We don't have Danilo now.
Feel the game
He's
out.
out for 2 months.
What do you say, Mike? Score.
3-1 Atalanta.
Oh my goodness!
That's
I
not
hope,
gonna
I
be
hope you're
good.
right. I hope. You're right.
No, I really don't. But
I do. I have Atalanta win. The
I
league.
can.
I hope you're right.
If Muriel starts with Zapata, he never does that. I know he's always a sub Muriel, but when they start against Juve, that could do a lot of damage. A lot of damage. And I don't want to look. Pasalic has been playing well too.
Yes, yes.
Who else? They're all getting into form. I think we need to play Kulusevski more, but like it just doesn't like him. I don't know what to say. It's like he doesn't give him the chance. He only gives him the last 5. He can prove something in the last 5-10 minutes. Should be starting. He came on against Lazio in the 15th minute, and someone got hurt. And I'm pretty sure he played one of the balls. He got the hockey assist, but it was there was no, actually no. That led to the penalty.
Yes.
Yes. And there was another instance where he got dribbled out of a tight space. It just needs to be given more playing time, I think. But Allegri obviously knows more than me, but I think it's going to be a bad.
You wanted him back, Mike. You wanted him back.
I did. I thought it'd be going a lot different.
I just think Atalanta are heading the heights right now. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right. And obviously, you hope that I'm right.
You took 1-0 Juve?
Yeah. Okay. On the PL 2 matches preview, we have City hosting West Ham. West Ham have given some problems the last few times. A draw on their last year. They beat them in the Carabao Cup on pens, right?
This year,
pens, right?
This year,
right?
yeah.
Just a few months ago.
Yeah. Ben Rama scored the winner.
And Mike, what do you feel? What do you feel this game?
This is a City win.
Yes.
I just hope that for West Ham's sake, they lose
respectively.
No, I don't. I want them to at least have chances and play well, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them being thrashed 3-0 and then having that being a very big confidence blow, because I think they're working towards something really good here.
Yeah.
And I think top 4, they have a chance. They have a chance.
I think no matter what the outcome of this match, win or lose, draw or thrashing, if you're West Ham, you don't have to dwell on it. You don't have to dwell on it. You know, you're going up to City. You're not really. I know you're tied with them right now, but you're not really.
Yeah, I know.
You're not close to their
level.
You're
not close to the top 3, but when it comes to 4th,
maybe you got some.
You're up there.
You're hanging.
You're up there.
You're hanging.
They're the new Leicester, but they can actually do it. That's what I think they are.
I don't think so. I don't think they'll get 4th. I really don't. That aside, they have very nice. They've had a good couple seasons, a year and a half, let's say, under Moyes. But I do think I'm just watching City. There's honestly, I think the vengeance factor is part of it. With the Carabao Cup. But that aside, I think City are almost going to be somewhat frustrated. Also, the results have not really been going West Ham's way so recently. Lost to Wolves last week, 1-0. But I think City, despite beating PSG today, are going to be a little frustrated with their lack of finishing and thinking they probably should have a good 4 or 5. And I think they're going to go out and get that against West Ham. And maybe leave themselves slightly open. West Ham love good counterattack, and they might nick one. But I think, and despite Moyes actually kind of giving City some problems recently, City do love to pump West Ham, and I'm going to go back on that. And I'm going to go 5-1.
5-1. Is that the biggest score line
that we've done?
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it is 5-1. That's bold. I was thinking another 3-1.
You want 3-1?
Yeah, but I hope it's only 2-1. I hope it's only.
Man,
2-1.
I hope West Ham win, but they're. You know what?
You do.
What?
Who do you want to see? Who do you think will win the league out of the 3?
I took Chelsea. I took Chelsea at the beginning of the year.
I want there to be a 3-horse race to the very last day. I know. I just wanted to verify. But I want all 3 of those teams to have a chance to win in the league in the last 2 weeks. I'll be happy with that. I don't want it to become a 2-horse race soon, So I kind of do want all 3 of those teams just winning.
I have no comment. I couldn't care less. It just depresses me.
Sure. Whatever.
It does.
Whatever.
I hope Chelsea win because I took them to win.
No, okay, relax. You're not going that far.
What do you mean?
You obviously Sunday you're going to be cheering for United.
Oh no! I mean the league.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Sorry.
Because I can't actually, honestly and realistically, put United in that conversation. Obviously,
before the season, though, they should have been.
That's why.
But they weren't because of the coach.
I took Chelsea, obviously, for the Sears Cup, but I actually took Chelsea, like bet on them during last international break. And the only reason I didn't because of preseason is because of the fact that I was like, maybe United can win. I don't want to advance United. But at this point, I was like, okay, I'm just going to bet on Chelsea.
My gut feeling, anyways.
Yeah.
No,
I still heavily favored.
I really do hope West Ham can keep it close, though.
Me too.
I really want them
Me too.
to push for top 4.
Me too. I mean, honestly, like the way they counter, if West Ham can hang with the tie and like up until the 80th, which I'm obviously not banking on, but if they can nick a win. They counter exceptionally well.
If Antonio can get an early yellow on Ruben Diaz and make him play on his toes,
sure,
and then just like drop down deep and run at him with pace.
Try to get by
one foul, yeah. It's like what Diaz going to do is like I have a yellow, I can't press up on him too much. Like it's things like that could always change a game, right?
Yeah, good point.
And if I was a coach, depending on who I'm facing, I would instill that in my players.
Like, and honestly, I'm
going to set up to put you in this position 1-on-1, and then like you maybe use if he has quick feet, like do a 1-2, try and get a foul, and if the refs.
I think you got to be attacking the wings big time if you're West Ham in this match because Cancelo and Walker, they're great. Cancelo especially has been solid, but defensively they do have their frailties for sure.
No, but they make up for it offensively.
That's right. But yes, of course. And
but they have possession so much that they don't have to play defense.
Right, but the wingers, Bowen has been good. Benrahma is out on the wing, or he's in the number 10, or he's in the number 10. Generally in the 10, but he did start on the wing.
It's Fornells and Bowen on the wings.
Yeah. When Fornell starts, he's generally in the 10. Then Benrahma, I think
they swap, but I'm pretty sure maybe Benrahma's on the wing and Fornell. No, Benrahma's underneath Antonio. Yeah.
For the most part, but that's when I feel like when Fornells hasn't always been starting though. Who am I forgetting on that team right now? Up top.
It's not Lanzini. It's not. It's Fornells and Bowen. Those are usually the starters.
And Benrahma's been on the wing.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, and Fornell's.
And then it's Suchek.
Fornell's hasn't been playing like all the time. He's just been kind of getting to the team somewhat recently. I don't know if he was.
No, he's been playing all the time. He's been playing.
They've been rotating. They've been rotating the wing in number 10. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I think it's smashing. Shall we get into another smashing and just close out City Chelsea or United Chelsea?
I think we let Arsenal off easy this week. Eh?
Yeah, I guess we did. Whatever. Liverpool smashed Arsenal. I mean, that's quickly. Arsenal turned it around, but I don't think many Arsenal fans were like getting too carried away.
Some of them were. I'll tell you that.
Like we're gonna make top 40 out of it.
Yeah, they had.
There's gonna be.
Yeah, I swear.
And that's fair. I mean, they're right there. Of course, they're right there. They're not going to. They're on the squad, but they have a vision. They have a vision and they have a philosophy under Arteta. They do. But there's going to be. You're not going to match up against teams like this. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I did think going into it, maybe they'd give them a little bit more, but I wasn't surprised at the fact that Liverpool smashed them. I was like, okay, I was wrong. And that's just what's going to happen with them. They're not ready. Yeah. But they could beat us midweek. There's midweek matches next week. You know that, right?
And you guys face Arsenal? Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you're Chelsea Arsenal back to back.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
They can beat us, no problem. If we have Carrick in there.
And it's not Emirates, right?
I don't know. We'll get to that. Will we? I don't know. We might have an episode on Monday, guys. We might be doing an episode on Monday.
Oh, yeah, midweek.
We might be switching.
Midweek special. Yeah. Arsenal, you're not there yet. But good recovery, though.
Yes,
still
absolutely.
Still ahead of United.
Absolutely.
Keep your head up high.
For sure.
And you see,
with a vision.
So you think there's going to be a thrashing?
I'm jealous.
Right? You think this is going to be a thrashing?
I think it's going to be sound defeat, much like City was.
So
City could have
2-3-0.
City could have thrashed us. They could have. They took their foot off the
No
pedal.
Chilwell.
No Chilwell. I guess I'm picking up Alonso.
I already did.
Yeah.
I used another
How many points did you
minus
do?
eight.
Minus 8. Yeah. No, we didn't do fantasy. That's okay. We didn't do a lock. That's okay.
Yeah.
We haven't been doing too many episodes lately. We need to get
Yeah.
back on it and set up all this speaker shit. But yeah, I think it's bad. I think it's gonna be sound. Yeah, if I'm Chelsea, I'm not. It sucks that you lose Chilwell, obviously, but we talk about all the time how effective Tuchel's been in terms of just everyone knowing their role, and he's gotten good performances out of Alonso too. Someone who's for years under like multiple managers. Like, is he gonna leave? Is he not playing?
But he's good.
And then he shows up.
He always starts the season well, and then
Because he's older. He's getting older too, right?
yeah.
So
He got called up for Spain because he was playing well at the start of the season, right?
there you go.
Um,
But hey, Mike, if we don't get Pochin by Saturday, it's too late anyway. If we don't get Pochin by tomorrow, so we can at least get a training session in, it's the exact same thing. What do you expect? I'm just gonna say that United will score, just
because of
on
Ronaldo.
some weird. This is the Carrick bounces that will score. All right? That's it. I'm gonna go 3-1.
3-1. 3-1, eh? No.
Chelsea, just to clarify that.
Okay. Hey. Most people would assume Manchester United, right?
What, out of my mouth?
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't.
Always.
They absolutely wouldn't. If that's the case, they're clearly new to the show and welcome. Please tell your friends and keep watching.
It will be a sound victory for Chelsea, but there won't be that many goals. Chelsea games are never that high scoring. They just play the system. They max it out.
2-0.
2-0.
2-0. Fair enough.
It's good. It's green. With Chilwell, maybe it could have been 3-0, right? But without him, I think they still get the job done.
Mike,
Who do you think
If
starts
they
for
want
Chelsea?
if they want anything, you need to start Van der Beek in the pivot in this match. You have to. Did you see how starved? I didn't mind the fact that Bruno didn't start against Villarreal. I think he needs a rest. He's been off the pace for sure, but that obviously led to McFred starting. That if without Bruno starting, it means that Donny and Pogba being injured, Donny had to play up in the number 10, and he was starved of the ball. He was starved of the ball.
Old Trafford, right?
I think it's at Stamford.
Stanford? Oh, so Fred's starting. I'll tell you that right now.
Fine, make
Fred
it
is
Fred and
starting.
Donny in the pivot. It is Stamford Bridge. Yeah.
You would take that? No McTominay though. You just
Fuck
don't. So
No,
out of the
stop
two, who
it.
want you want
Stop.
McTominay drop first?
Yes,
Okay.
100%, 100%.
Or do you want Donny and Matic?
Man, Matic was shocking against Watford.
Yeah, he was.
And he's old. We don't have a proper CDM. But that said, so I wouldn't go with Donny or Matic in this match. I could go Fred, Donny in the pivot. See what happens. Honestly, shake it up a little. Shake your person up a little bit. You're not going to change your philosophy that too much. It's going to be 4-2-3-1. See what happens in that pivot. That is the crucial aspect of that squad right now. And
But
if you get smashed, you get smashed. You've been getting smashed. All right. Just fucking dry. It's going to be McFred. You know it is.
Sancho,
Sancho should start, but it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for Sancho because
Rashford, Ronaldo?
what kind of service is he going to get? He's been looking good though. He's been looking better. I'm going to pick him up soon, I think. And then you give Rashford to go. Yeah. Yes, that's
Sancho, Rashford, Ronaldo?
Yes, and then Bailly. Please do not start.
Bailly and Lindelof?
Yeah. Oh no, it has to be. He's out. Maguire's suspended. Okay, fine. All right, well, that's something.
Oh, what if he does
Bailly can make some big plays. Like we're gonna be getting. It's gonna be an onslaught. It's gonna be a steady attack, and every now and then Bailly's gonna have to make some big plays. He's got to keep his head. That's the one thing with Bailly. He never keeps his head, or he does, and he doesn't.
Well, last time he started against Man City, they lost, right? 2-0. He scored the own goal.
Well, I know that's what I mean. He didn't keep his head on that own goal. It was an easy. He could have played that out easily. But a few days before that, he was incredible against Atalanta. I mean, he lost that match 4-1. So I would take that over the combination of Maguire and Lindelof every day of the week. And as for Chelsea, Werner's back.
Believe he's starting.
I think he has to.
ZX probably starting.
I think he has to. I think because Havertz was indeed injured yesterday. Was he not?
Yes.
So it has to be Werner. ZX
Has to?
Oh, absolutely. Come on, get Werner in there. He's been okay.
It was Pulisic.
It's just his finishing, man. It was Pulisic, Odoi, and Ziyech to start.
Yeah.
Werner had just come back from injury.
Lukaku's on the bench too.
I think then Lukaku's still on the bench. I think if you're Tuchel, you don't rush
Lukaku back
for the likes of Manchester United. No
it's his old team. Super sub then?
Bring him on sub. When it's 2-0, bring him on. Tap him 3-0.
I think it would just be 2. But you guys maybe turn around until you get a new manager. Right?
It's a lot to talk about. I should just go home and.
If Man United win, is Carrick the interim boss to the end of the season?
We're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna have some drinks. I might go home and just do like a United stream by myself, just drinking and smoking in the background.
Oh.
Just rambling and mumbling to myself about Valverde and Poch and Steve Bruce.
That's all the rumors are getting to you, eh?
No, the Steve Bruce thing would just be. And you know what? The funny thing is with that club and with that board is like, nothing's out of the question.
You're throwing on the wild card bets, the 35 to 1s. But it most likely will be.
If TFC didn't sign Mike Bradley today, I wouldn't be surprised if we picked up whatever. Right, we have Bob Bradley. My bad.
Bob Bradley.
Papa Bradley. They look exactly the same.
I know, father, son.
Anyway. Okay. Yeah. I'm going to go drown more sorrows. Seems like every fucking week, this team. My God. Coronation Street FC. Let's go.
But who's going to be the manager? Final say. Who do you think is going to be? Not who you want, who you think is going to get it. With the Coronation Street theme?
I was pretty close, yeah. It's more or less it.
Well, who do you think is going to get it? Not who you want. Who do you think? Final. Five seconds.
Poch.
I think so too.
I think after today, it was a sound beating by City. It was sound. It was sound and like the disconnect between him and the players.
But he won't take it on interim. He would take it as.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, you get Pochin. He's your guy.
Yeah.
He's your guy, and I'm okay with that. I just really want Ten Hag, but we're so desperate right now. It's just getting Ragnick, but
hey. Should have got Conte a month ago.
No, honestly, just I don't know.
You don't think so?
No, I'm fine with. I don't know.
Conte a month ago.
Yes, you're right. Yes, Conte a month ago. Should have been a month ago. Yes, it was.
That was after. Liverpool.
It was. He wanted it too. It was after Liverpool. You're right. It was it. It would change.
They didn't pull the trigger.
It is the style that I'm not crazy about, but the guy knows how to win, and but they would have been fucking terrified of him. They would have been terrified of the board that is dealing with Conte. Conte would have been gone by the end of next season.
No, 3 seasons. You would have 3.
How long did he last at Chelsea? 2.
2.
He won the first year. He was gone the next. Because they weren't meeting his demands. Chelsea weren't.
Oh.
Can you imagine him at United? Oh my goodness.
He's not a good Champions League coach, though, so
yeah,
don't forget about that.
All right, guys.
Focuses on league.
Thanks for tuning in. I think I've had to piss with this whole episode.
Oh, you did it. You held it in.
Like I would say, it was kind of there before we started, and then it really kind of hit me for 10 minutes. But
Scott Hansen,
Big Bladder Maxi.
Scott Hansen. There you go.
All right. I don't know who that is.
NFL Red Zone guy.
Okay. What's the thing with him?
Well, he does it for every show. He never goes to the bathroom. And it's 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Oh.
It's impressive.
Yeah, it's not bad. Okay. Cheers, guys.
See. Oh, goodness.
See.